First started shooting film in Big Sur after I bought my cabin in 1960, and I'd come back from working on a film somewhere else, LA or San Francisco, and I'd grab my camera and go roaring around Big Sur. I always made sure I had a very small amateur-looking camera so I didn't draw attention to myself. I had a little Kodak 16, and I'd go wandering around and shoot scenes of people. And there were, in the 60s, there were a lot of hippies, a lot of travelers coming through, a lot of people just looking for something they didn't know what. As I interviewed Henry Miller in '66, he had moved to Pacific Palisades in LA to be near his children. And I was coming up from LA one time, and I was working on a film, and I stopped off and visited with him. And I had a camera with me. I said, "Do you mind if I shoot an interview?" And he said, "No, go ahead." So he did a little interview with me in 1966, and that was kind of the start of my documentary on Big Sur. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just kept adding things. Harry Dick Ross, Emil White, his good friend, Eric Barker, Lolly Fassett, who owned Nepenthe, and I just kept adding to it until finally in '71 I thought I should do something with all these interviews and all this footage and everything. And I was working in '71, I was working on a film for Clint Eastwood on his celebrity tennis tournament. He asked me to shoot it, so I was shooting that, and then we were all having lunch after the tournament was over. And Doug McClure, the actor from The Virginian, was at lunch, and Clint and his couple of business associates. And I said, "You know, I got all this footage on Big Sur, and I don't know what to do with it. And Clint, would you be interested in doing something?" And he said, "No." He says, "I have no interest in local history." And Doug McClure said, "Well, I'll be interested. Let me look at it." So one of the money people that was with Eastwood said, "Well, let me look at it. I might be interested in investing in that." And so they did. It wasn't much. Lionel Levinson put up $25,000 to put this footage together, and Doug McClure narrated it for me. And I did a trade-off with him. He wanted me to shoot something for him, so I did. And we put this film together, an hour, on the history of Big Sur with all these characters. And nobody wanted it. Went on the shelf until 1995. And Carmel Martin Jr., a longtime lawyer in the area, was the head of the foundation running Deachin's Big Sur Inn. And he called me one day. He said, "Whatever happened to that film you did on the history of Big Sur?" And I said, "Nothing. It's just sitting on the shelf. Nobody wants it." And he says, "Well, let's get it into video and let's do something. We'll give you some money and we'll put it out." And a friend of mine named Bob Franco set up a little distribution thing, and we finished it from 16 millimeter film and put it into video and put it out, and it became quite a nice little hit around here.